So we're on board Labyrinth at the moment, and well, I say we, in spirit we're all on board Labyrinth, but unfortunately due to the current Chinese bat flu, not all of us can be on board. So Amandine and I are on the boat, and we have Louisa on a Zoom chat. Oh my gosh, hang on a minute. That's better, although you're not straight now. We have Louisa on a Zoom chat from her home, which is not very far away. She can probably smell the ocean from where she is, but she's not allowed to be here because of the current lockdown. So we're going to just introduce ourselves to the channel and tell you who we are, and perhaps talk a little bit about our plans. We'll see. So I'm John. So this is Amandine, and she's the scientist amongst us, and from France. So she's going to do all the French versions of our episodes. Speaks fluent French very well, apart from the words that she doesn't know, and when she doesn't know she usually just asks me, and I have no idea because I don't speak French.
And then Google Translate.
And then you ask Google Translate, yes. And we also have Louisa. So Louisa's from Greece. She's the water baby. She spearfishes like there's no tomorrow, and she's going to keep us all fed. Amandine is the cook who's going to make us all very fat. And Louisa is a film and TV degree student, and she's going to be doing lots of filming and bringing you all the fabulous scenery and shots and things that happen, good and bad.
And then we've got John, the sailor. He's the one that brought us together to do this adventure, and he's the one that knows how to sail. We've got a lot to learn with Louisa on that side, but we've got a good teacher. So
yeah, but you're good at learning. You're there. I mean, you're picking up so much already, and spending time on the boat, you're learning how all the systems work. So, and Louisa has done some sailing. Louisa and I have been out sailing. We've done some overnights as well. So I think, you know, we're kind of all organised. We just need more practice this summer, and once the weather changes and this lockdown ends, we'll be able to get out and do lots of sailing. And for the most part on our journey, it's going to be short hops.
yes.
You know, we've got some ocean crossings. We've got the Atlantic and the Pacific, and
which is massive. I've looked at the map. I've done it before, but then I looked again. Pacific is just massive. I didn't know. It's just
yeah. When you get to Point Nemo, you are as far away from people as it is on land as it is possible to get, and the nearest people to you are on the International Space Station.
Yeah.
We won't be going quite as far south as Point Nemo because I don't do cold, and it is cold down there and massive seas. But we will be getting as far as south as Easter Island, and that is phenomenally remote. And one or two islands in the chain down there. So yeah, Pacific, and then of course there's the sort of various small seas which end up in the Indian Ocean, and there's the Indian Ocean crossing. So we've got one or two ocean crossings, but in between all of that we've got a huge amount of hopping to do between place and place, and it may require the odd overnight sail.
Yes, yeah, which is going to be fun.
Which will be fine, but it's not going to require sort of 2 or 3 weeks of sea. That's the thing. So, you know, we've got one or two tough ones, and then lots of fantastic easy ones. So, what do you think, Louisa?
Well, I'm excited. Just saying it now, I'm getting jitters and everything ready for the trip. But we've still got a few months to go yet, but we're getting there step by step, I think.
Yeah, yeah, we are. We're still doing some jobs on the boat. Amandine and I managed to flood the boat
oh, we did, yeah.
this morning quite well. We've washed, all the floors are washed, and filled the bilges with water. So we posted a week or so ago a video about our water maker, building the water maker, and I've been installing it in the boat, and because we built it as, we've got it all as separate components, so we've got the pump in one place and the high pressure pump in one place, and then the high pressure cylinder in another.
Just underneath here.
Yeah, that's right, and the high pressure pump is under the galley, and having got it all installed and all running yesterday, but I had a leak in the pipe. We've discovered this morning where the leak is. It took a lot of finding, and in the process we managed to fill the place with water. Everything got washed.
It's all clean.
Yes, yeah, it's all quite clean. I mean, we haven't looked under the boards yet. I think it's quite deep in water there. We need to pump that
It
out.
might be, yeah.
But we haven't sunk the boat yet, Louisa, so we're okay.
One question people might want to know. John, why did you want to do this trip? Why do you want to sail around the world?
Oh, well, because you can.
Yeah?
I mean, you know, why did I want to sail single-handed across the Atlantic? Because it was there. I mean, I just want to do things that, you know, I want to do things. Hey, you know, it's quite nice sat in your armchair at home, but no, I actually want to do it. And I want to take people who, for one reason or another, can't do it. I mean, not everybody can do this. And I want to take them on the journey with us. So it's quite important for me to not do the regular tourist route, really. I would like to do, you know, to visit more off the beaten track places. And when we get to places, I mean, the sailing in between ports and things, hey, that's great. And the pop to the beach and all that sort of thing is fine. But when we get there, I want to go in amongst the local community and find the proper local people and talk to them. I think that's important. I'd like people to know what other people are like around the world, because in some parts of the world, no, in most parts of the world actually, people are fabulous. They are so nice and kind, and they're really good fun too. And
they do so many things with like nothing almost, and it's just
yeah, they do. Yes, they do.
massive. And they keep smiling all along the way.
Yeah, well, of course that fits in with you know, smile and laugh every day. I'm a great believer in that. I mean, what are you looking forward to about the filming, Louisa?
Really, it's to be able to be behind the camera is the most exciting thing, because you always see these things on the amazing programs and you see them in the photography that you come across. But I've always wanted to be able to be in that position myself. So I think being able to experience it firsthand and record it and share it, that's what I'm most looking forward to. But seeing the difference of how it looks from the lens as well.
Yeah, I mean, I suspect that you're going to love the lighting too. Because the light is as you travel around the world, the natural light varies dramatically. You know, Northern Europe light is very different to equator, and I think you're going to get quite excited by that in some places, which will be great.
Yeah.
And the colours of the water varies in colour so much, which is pretty cool. So I
think there's going to be a lot of things that don't, like, I'll find out as I go. Like, I wouldn't have guessed that this is something I'd see, or this wasn't something I was assuming I was going to be learning about, or something like that. I feel like there's a lot I don't know, and it's going to be filling in a lot of blanks for my mind, I think.
Yes, it will. I hope you've got plenty of space, because you're going to have to... because, sorry, you know, say it as it is, because you're going to have to learn about engines and electrics and water and sailing, and there's a lot to learn, because you need to learn about the boat too, as Amandine is finding out. And
trying to.
Yeah, I mean, I did say to her this morning, we were trying to get this water running. I said, well, is there any water coming out of the pipe? And she said no. I said, well, have a look down the end and see if you can see it. But she wouldn't. So, sorry. Hey.
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 So anyway, so my assistant is kicking at the traces here, but you know, she's learning. She's very good. Very.
Learning a lot of English words. Get the spanner! Which one? What is that?
No, I want a 22mm spanner. I'm doing it in metric for you.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
I could have said 7/8 and then you would have been really confused.
And then you get the blue thing. Yes, that's easier.
Yeah. Hey, no, you've done very well. It's been good. It's been good. Well, it's nice to... I think you girls need to learn about how the things work on the boat, and learn where everything is too. We're going to do a log of where everything is on the boat, all the parts and things. But it is important. I mean, you know, if I, God forbid, break my wrist or something, and you know, you're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Let's
So-
hope it doesn't happen, but yeah.
Yeah, I hope it
Let's
doesn't
be
happen,
prepared
but
for
you know,
it.
but you need to. Yeah, that's right. And yeah, there are a whole raft of things that you just need to prepare for.
Mm.
And if you're prepared, when it happens, or if it happens, it's really simple. You know.
Yeah, because you've thought about it before. So
Yeah,
it's
we've
not,
we've
yeah.
planned for it and thought about it, and it just goes with the thing, you know. So that's really good. And well, Louisa, we know Louisa's. Well, I know Louisa's going to be great sailing because she's been out on the boat before already, and she's just stands there like an old hand. I mean, she's great. And you'll be fine, Amandine, because you come from a nation of sailors.
Yes, let's hope. I've got this in my blood, and yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And you slept on the boat when it's rocking and rolling.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I'm a bit crazy like that. Planning for a round the world sailing trip without being a sailor, like never sailed before. Anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty adventurous. But that shows this brilliant adventurous spirit of yours, so that's really cool. And that's what you need for this trip. I mean, this is well, people cross the Atlantic regularly in boats much smaller than this. The French have the mini transat, the little mini transat boats. They're tiny, and they race them across the Atlantic and back. So it's more than doable in a boat
Yes,
this
yeah.
size. It's not a problem. But
And we've got you, so that's fine. I'm okay with that.
yeah, it's fine. It'll be great. But the thing about it is, this is not the modern way. But then, if you look at the cars that people were driving in the 50 years ago, the big cars, the big expensive cars that people in government were swished around and driven by their own driver, those big expensive cars, compared to today's cars, are about the same size as the small hatchbacks. Okay, that's one like yours, like your Renault,
Okay.
like your Renault Clio.
Yes.
So the ones that the government ministers were being moved in with their drivers are about the same size as your Renault Clio of today. So everything's got bigger. I don't know why we need everything bigger, but it has got bigger, and boats have got bigger the same. And now people say, oh, you can't possibly cross the Atlantic unless you're in a 45-foot boat. Well, yes you can.
We'll do it.
Well, the French do it in 6-metre boats.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, you know, in 10 metres we're and plus the fact this boat's crossed the Atlantic several times already. I mean, it knows its way on its own. So although if we leave it on its own, it'll take us to sort of Rhode Island or the Chesapeake Bay, and we want to go further south. So we might do a bit of steering. Yes, keep nudging it southwards. So well, this boat knows the Delaware Bay and the Chesapeake Bay quite well. But I've not been much further south, not with this boat, and having done a circuit from here to the Caribbean and back again some years ago, it's very distracting the way that camera's flashing, isn't it?
It is.
You see, Louisa hasn't got that to put up with.
No.
I'm having to do everything here, as you can see, Louisa. I'm having to run the technical side and keep Amandine under control. I'm having to
Which
do...
is not easy.
No, it's not, no. So, Louisa, do you know any French at all?
Apart from we.
That's a good start.
Yeah, it's a starting point. You don't need to know any more than that. You don't need to know a lot of French. We have a French, well, sort of French interpreter.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you
I'm
don't.
failing a bit.
As long as you don't want to know the French for pipe.
Yes. You can watch
Well-
our other video to try to.
We were shooting the Watermaker video, and Amandine was going like she does in French, which was great. And then she suddenly stopped and she looked at me and she said, "Oh, what is the French for pipe?" "Well, I don't know. I'm English. I don't speak French." "You're the French person." "Oh, I can't remember. I left France so long ago." I said, No. You are born and brought up in France, a French person, and you only left 4 years ago. She said, "Yes, I've forgotten already."
I said 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5. Half is important. Yeah. It's like when you're 7. It's 7
It's
3/4.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, we got there in the end. But yeah. So, and then you missed. I'm not telling you the best bit. So then I said to her, well, look it up on Google Translate. And she said, oh, I'm working it out already. I'm not doing that, I'm working it out. And I thought, oh, well, she's texting a friend. When I swung round with the camera, no, she was on Google Translate. She was just lying to me, telling me she wasn't. Yes. So then we had to do desalinate, and she said, well, how do I pronounce this word? So I'm saying, well, press the button, the Siri will pronounce it for you.
Oh.
We had a few stumbling blocks doing the French version.
Yeah.
It was mostly on the technical side with, you know, words you don't use very often, like pipe.
Yes. Yeah.
Colonel Mustard in the library.
Ah yes. Cluedo. Le colonel Moutarde dans la librairie.
Louisa's looking lost.
Have you never played Cluedo?
No. Cluedo.
Cluedo.
Food. I haven't, but I have heard of it.
Okay.
Cluedo. That's the right way to say it.
No, that's how it's written, but not how it's said.
It is in my country.
Oh, that's how you say it in France?
Cluedo, yeah.
Ah, right, Cluedo. Okay, well, we pronounce it properly, and it's Cluedo. But you can do it how you like, yeah, it's fine. It's a bit like, you know, saying aluminum, but we actually say it properly, we say aluminium.
But we do in French as well.
Oh,
Not
good.
like the American.
Okay.
Aluminium.
So that's fine. So, and the Greeks pronounce it properly too. The Greeks say Cluedo. I suppose it's, yeah.
Maybe not.
No, they do. Yeah, it's a Greek game. It was invented in Athens by the by a Greek philosopher,
Which one?
Aesop.
We've lost Louisa. Oh.
Was I wrong on the philosopher, Louisa? Do you know which one it was?
No. But I just know whenever you speak of Greece, you bring up Aesop.
Yeah, he's the only one I know. Well, Aesop and Archimedes.
Archimedes.
Yeah.
Archimedes. Archimedes.
No, that's Ahmed. Shut up! I kill you.
Archimedes.
You know-
You know the Ahmed,
Yeah.
the dead terrorist.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
shut
one,
up!
yeah.
I kill you.
Silence! I kill you!
Do you not know that one?
Is it in South Park or what is it?
No, it's not in South Park. No. This was Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. It's a ventriloquist, and he's on YouTube, and he was on a lot on the TV. And he's a ventriloquist, and he has a dummy with him, that's a skeleton,
Okay.
and he's called Ahmed the Dead Terrorist, and he keeps and he's sat on this guy's knee, and he's looking around, and he says, "Shut up! I kill you." Was that right, Louisa?
Yeah, I think the man was called Jeff Dunham.
That's it. Yes, he is.
I think, yeah.
If you've got a question for us, just put it in the comments box.
Perfect.
Be the easiest
Yes.
thing.
You must have a million questions.
Yeah.
Please put them in the comments below, and we will answer them.
Yes. That will help us.
Yeah, that will help us
Because
a
we are
lot.
bit short of questions.
Because we're not very good at this.